Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Road to Diamond on Colonist.io 1v1. Today, we have this first pick on this board, and immediately we see that this 6 ore is kind of the hot spot of the board. So immediately what I'm kind of drawn to is a 6-5-11 to get us a good brick, actually tied for the best brick. It gets us on a wheat hex, and then we're looking at maybe this 8-3-4 or this 4-11-3 at the end. I really don't want to not be on the best ore, so let's go ahead. Let's take this spot, and I think that we are going to go ahead, and if we point down, they might have 8-5-4 down, so let's actually play our road down this way. There may have been an argument for going up to get to this 5-9-10 spot, but I think that we should be able to go backwards for it. Now, because they go here, are they going to take the 5-8-10 in the bottom here? They do. And kind of an interesting pick there, I think. Because what I'm tempted to do now is actually go for this 8-3-4 and go up to the 8-5-10 and then down to try and block them off as much ore as we can. So let's take the... But then we're not on a very good wheat. How do we get to a better wheat? It's risky to go with that poor of wheat. And they started with a road. So let's go 8-3-4 up. And we're going to see if we can't get 2 roads to actually go down to this sheep port. Because I think that their main concern is actually going to be securing their ore. Yep, so let's block the wood. We need an 8 and we need another 5. An ore comes. Another sheep comes. All right, and they're already on there. There's our 5. And I think any normal card here. All right, that's interesting. Let's block the 3 ore so they can't get an ore. And I'm actually not concerned about the city yet, so let's buy a dev. We get a knight. I'm looking for an 8. Still looking for an 8. There we go. Now we might be able to secure this spot. And actually the sheep port would do pretty well for us. They don't take it. We're going to go ahead, secure ourselves on a good wheat, and pass. And our opponent 7's out early. And we're just playing, for once, we're just playing the friendly robber. Because we're not exactly in a huge rush to do much of anything. I think we might just buy another dev. We get another knight. And what do we want to do? I mean, we have the knight, so let's block them so they can't get ore. A sheep comes. They have a brick that they just ported for. So let's maybe block their brick. We get a wheat. I think it's reasonable here to dev so we don't go over. A road builder is nice. And now we just need a wheat, which is going to be the tricky part for us to get for sure. I do apologize. I know my throat is still a little bit froggy today. Still haven't quite gotten over whatever illness I have. So that's always fun. And what do we do here? They took another brick, which makes me think that they want to try and track up this way. Yep. So they do end up doing that. The wood comes in. I think here we probably port down for a wheat. And knowing our luck, that would mean that we typically pull another one. There's a sheep. They get on a good ore. And now we have a decision to make. So I think our first pick should actually be right here on this 3-6 to get onto a better wheat to make it a little bit easier to get our next settle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to pass. 7 comes out, and our opponent can now block us. I think I actually want them to take an ore here. And unfortunately, they get a wood. So we're going to take this. And I think they're trying to expand quickly. They have 3 of the 5 settles. They don't have the wood port yet. So maybe let's block the 5 brick. And another brick comes out. The 12. The sheep. Can we get a wheat? Still looking for a wheat. All right, not quite. I think here, just to stay under, let's go up to the 8, 5, 10. And I actually think the road builder play I want to go for, if I can get it, let's block the 3 ore. Gives us a wood. Is going to be to come down to this 9, 10, 11. Let's risk it a little bit with 9 cards. The knight comes out. That brings us down to 8. I think blocking the 8 is just a wrong pick there. All right, and now we do have a choice to make. I think going for dev settle is going to be our best option. So let's buy the dev first and see what we get. We get a knight, which is good. And let's take the hex. We'll go 2 roads down. It does waste one of our roads, but I think getting onto more wheat and another wood is actually going to be super beneficial here. The 11 rolls, which will give us an instant city. And we'll city up this 5, 6, 11 first. So let's play our knight. Let's block the 3. And we're going to city the 5, 6, 11 and pass. Here comes the knight. The 11 block is not a good block. I'm not worried about that at all. It's a choice. But I think, I mean, so the game is pretty evenish. I do think we're in the lead. And our opponent's best play, it looks to me, would be taking this wood 2 for 1. But our opponent hasn't done so. A 7 comes out. They're going to block the 11 again, which is fine. Let's block their... probably still their 5. Looks fine to me. We can't do anything, so we'll pass. Another knight comes out. And we are now on the verge of losing army pacing, which stinks. But if we get a brick here, I think we'll probably place the settle. Our opponent does go for the dev. And without having anything else, I think deving once is fine. We do get a knight. And it looks like our opponent is likely going to maybe play an aggro knight to take the army pacing. Guess not. I haven't seen many people yop before the turn. So that was a little bit new. That's a little bit nuanced. All right, they city up. They're getting more wheat. Let's block their ore on the 3. We do get a 5. And I'm going to pass on this turn. The 7 comes out. The 11 gets blocked. Once again, I know the 11 makes 3 points, but I don't think it's the main block. Let's go against the brick. We get a sheep. And we'll pass. We get a wheat. And we see why getting on that wheat is so important. And now we may have to look at self-blocking the 6. Let's go 8, 10, 5 for production's sake. And we'll pass. Good. The brick comes out. And we get to this hand. I like the road connect immediately. We do have road settle coming down to the 6-2 to carve out more space. But because they have longest road and because they're on 8, I think this would actually help our pacing. So let's maybe buy a dev first. We get a monopoly. And this will have wasted 2 roads. I think our play is going to come from coming down this way, getting down to maybe this 3 for 1. So we'll pass. Now we're going to try and keep a little bit of a stronger eye on what our opponent has. So I already see 2 ore, but they city. They have a lot of sheep. It looks like they have wood and sheep right now. So maybe on this hand, I mean, we could... Let's go down. Let's grab a dev. We get a victory point. Not great, but not terrible. The 11 rolls. They get 2 sheep. And now it's a bunch of wood on the board. Pass. Even more wood. I assume they're going to do something, probably port. And this is where I'm saying that 2 for 1 looks really good. They got 2 roads. And they're going for that wood port. So we get 3 brick. Getting down to this 3 for 1 looks probably the best to me. I'm a little bit worried about locking ourselves out, being able to get to the max victory points. So how do we avoid that? I mean, we have the sheep port, and the 3 for 1 should solidify what we have left, right? So maybe we'll come down this way, and then we have 2 more to get down to maybe this 6-2. 2 rolls. All right, so our opponent has 2 wheat, couple sheep, couple brick. I don't think it does us a ton of good. Let's hope they maybe 7 out. They don't. They build the settle, and now that 2 for 1 is going to be strong, so I think the block immediately is going to become that 8. And our opponent's going into the dev, and they are likely going to be able to start fighting army. All right, so 2 more wheat. They did just spend a bunch. I think here we probably port our wheat down to grab a brick and get on this 3 for 1. Now we do need to get another city before we can make a settle. So that's a little bit tricky. They're going to take a wood. And I think, honestly, the best block, yeah, they find it. The self-block of the 6 is a really good call. And they're building down. They're going to build down to the 6-2. They sure do. All right. Wood and 2 sheep. I don't think we have a play here. Now they have 4 sheep in hand. They port it down for a brick. And they get 3 wood. Maybe we 3 for 1 down, grab an ore, get a dev, we get a knight, so that's good for pacing. All right, let's play our knight, let's free up the 6, we're going to place it right on the 8 where they got the port. And after we roll, of course, it doesn't allow us to stay. So let's block the 3, we get another wood, and we'll pass. Now, when they start collecting all the wood, it's going to be pretty dangerous for us, because that's going to just allow them to port down pretty quick. And it looks like they're going to dev again. Yep. All right. So 2 sheep. And didn't they just port down? Look, I think they have wheat and sheep. So we could just port down, grab another dev. Try and hold on to our army pacing, see if we can't get a VP. The road builder is not great, but not terrible. 7 comes out. Are they going to self-block the 6 again? They had the awareness before to do it, and they understand that that's our quickest way out. But they blocked the 5 this time. And I think that's not the right play. All right, let's pass. They have 2 wheat. Using the mono effectively is really going to be the tough part here. Now, they have burnt roads, so what we can do is we can actually try and set up some open settles here on maybe the 9-2 or the 10-9. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah. So that doesn't put us over at any point. They didn't use their wheat. If we take it, and we get, how much wheat do we need? We need a lot more wheat than they got. But I think we get at least 5. So I think we take the mono. Let's grab all their wheat. We get 6. And we're so close to being able to do what I would like to do ideally. So let's port down once. Let's grab a dev, and we get a knight, so a little bit of knight protection. We'll port down, we'll grab an ore. And we haven't used a dev. I don't know why we didn't do this in the beginning. Oh, I did play dev, sorry. I used a mono. Completely on me. All right, city's in hand. Now, if they have the other mono, now is going to be a really good time for them to use it. They have 10. Oh, and they take our ore, so they might be able to city again. I think we're losing the thread in this game a little bit. All right, we're gonna have to block. Let's self-block the 6. Oh, they get all that ore. Dang it. Are they gonna block the 6? No. Okay, the 11. We have one of the victory points, so the most that they can get to is 14. They need to probably get another city. And now we have a settle in hand, but we can't use it. I think we port down. We have to kind of fight them on the dev deck a little bit here. A knight is not ideal. But man, do we need a 6 to roll bad. Is the 8 giving them 4 every time now? Yeah. Oh, shoot. This is not looking good. This is not looking good, y'all. There's another settle. They're at 11. It could potentially be at 14. We'll block the 8. I don't even know what to do here. Another victory point's good. We've taken that out of their hands, so we have 2. They could very likely still be on 14. But we've kept army pacing. And I think here we kind of shot ourselves in the foot with these. We've had 3 groupings where we had 3 roads. So maybe we could have had better utilization of those resources. We're sitting on the road builder. But, I mean, there's really just not a good spot to put it. I think they're trying to figure out if there's a win here. All right, I guess they're going to let the timer go out. The 8 is not good for us, so let's hope they 7. They survive. That might be the game if they place a city. They city, which I'm going to guess that they're on 14 now, and they will probably just dig in the dev deck. Oh, is that game? Guess it is. All right, fair enough. So our opponent did have 2. The 4 greatly overrolled, which stinks a little bit. Looks like the 9 also overrolled. We had some other low rolls like the 7, the 10, and the 5 really underdid what it was supposed to do. Resource card stats, a ton of wood got rolled. Both monos, both road builders were pulled. We got outproduced pretty bad. Steals were pretty even. All in all, I don't know if I'm necessarily mad at this game, but I definitely thought that we had winning chances, and it felt like we kind of lost the thread in it. But if you have comments on how I played, leave it on down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and then finally check on below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and that way you won't miss any of my future content. And on that note, I will see you guys on the next episode.